I wasn't sure I want to do this video. Not the kind of video I want to do, but it's my channel. I don't even have to have my wife's permission to do this, so I'm going to do this video anyway. There you go. Now you've been told. I've done this one before, y'all, but I think it needs to be done again because it's upsetting. Chris Johnson called me last night, and we're talking. I'm not going to impede on him too much. We're talking about negativity and issues on YouTube. I don't want to be negative. This is not. Take this in a positive manner. Maybe it'll be okay. It's disgusting, some of the things I see. What I'm talking about is going back to the way we handle our fish, the way we handle our bass. I do not watch a bunch of YouTube channels. I've tried. And I bet you I'm missing on some good ones. But there's some local guys here. Local. Anywhere in the state of Missouri for me is local. I mean, I'll watch a video. I'll watch a Pete Winters video from Table Rock Lake giving a weekly fishing report with no plans whatsoever of being at Table Rock anytime in that soon or whatever. But you may learn something. Learn something that could help me someday. So, that being said, I try to watch some of the locals, especially Lake of the Ozarks and Truman, some Palm de Terre stuff, within an hour or so of my house. And I don't know if any of these guys watch my channel. They probably don't. And guys, if you do, I'm not trying to upset you. Maybe I am. I don't know. But the way they're treating these bass, they're a living creature. They may not be a sentient being like humans, but we're supposed to love and respect them, and I'm still seeing the same old, same old. And I probably could have made a list. I don't do notes. I should have wrote it down, because I'm getting old and doddery, and I don't know. And it's upsetting. And I watched again last night, and I'm not going to name names, but 2 channels I tried to watch last night for a little bit. One of them is older gentleman, and he always fishes with a guy. They fish some tournaments sometimes. They catch a lot of bass. And of course, I see a lot of places they fish too. It's amazing when you're watching the video and you see where you know. After 46 years, 47 years on, what is the math on that? After a long time on the water, you see things they do. These guys measure and weigh every bass they catch. It's part of their fun. So the fish is out of the water for an extra amount of time, which isn't necessarily cool, but why would you want to weigh every bass that weighs 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds? And measure. It's maybe entertaining. So I guess that's me. I'm too critical there. But when they bring that bass into the boat and they flop it in the floor of the boat, and guys, I've done it, you've done it, and we'll continue to do it sometimes, and accidents happen too. Everybody feels bad about dropping a bass. And if you've heard me, you hear me apologize to the fish, which is frickin' ridiculous. He's just a dumb fish. But I feel like I owe that fish something for giving me the pleasure of catching him. Am I wrong? So they swing him in the boat, they flop him on the carpet, what have you. And my hat don't fit right. The head don't fit the hat. They measure him. Now, everybody does this, especially in warm weather. But anytime you got to dip your measuring board in the water or throw water on it before you lay that fish on it. You take that measuring board in the summertime, and it may be 100 degrees. They're hard to hold on to. I think the gold is supposed to reflect some sunlight. They're hot and they're dry, and you lay that fish on, and the whole deal with touching and feeling on these fish is a protective slime coat. We learned that in we learned that early on. Now, I have a background somewhat in fisheries biology. I did not get a degree. I'm not claiming to be a biologist. But that slime coat is what protects them. Protects them from critters. From the things that cause the largemouth bass virus. You touch them, you take it off. You have a potential. You can touch a fish. And I've seen those bass. Potentially, you touch those fish and leave spots on them. You see, almost like fingerprints. I've seen those fish. Yeah, I bet you have too. Lay them on that dry measuring board, and you're leaving slime coat behind. The carpet, maybe worse yet. Everybody does it. tournament fishing, whatever. They pull that board out, they measure the fish, whatever. I just take a second to reach over the side of the boat and dip the board. It's what I do. And I'm going to continue to do that. Now, does that make me right? Absolutely. Yeah, I think so. These guys swing a fish in the boat, okay? They swing the fish in, a lot of times using spinning rods. Fish comes into their lap and they close their knees on it. That sounds ugly, that sounds horrible. They close their knees on it. Now, they're not wearing shorts like I do. That would be disgusting. That would feel wrong. They're wearing jeans, bib overalls, coveralls, and they're wow, cotton cloth, whatever. What's that doing to that fish? Not to mention squeezing that fish at all. Guys, they are built to be in the water with the pressure, but they're not built to be squeezed out of the water. Of course, a bass can withstand pressure to 100 foot deep, so maybe that's not that big a deal. But I bet you it is. The whole deal of swinging a fish in the boat and letting it flop on the floor has always bothered me. It can't be helped sometimes. I'm not saying I won't swing a big fish in. I've thought several times about, could we make a tray? It would be, like a serving tray. You know what? Here's how. See how good I am at this stuff? Oops. There's a metal tray like a baking sheet. I put my plastic. Look, I'm pouring plastic base. Something like that. Weighted like I do with my spittoon I use for my dip and my scent. You can swing the fish in and you can hit that. Maybe. No, that's probably too much. Weigh-ins. These little tournaments I fish, the guys are really cool, but nobody understands those bass. The hottest summertime, 85, 90 degree water, and the guys will weigh those fish they worked hard all day to get, unless they was using forward facing sonar, then they just caught them. And when those fish are weighed, of course, the whole way up, they drop them and all that crap, it's never going to end because nobody's little tournaments ain't going to have tanks and all the cool stuff. And guys bring them up in a dry bag, whatever. You can't put enough water in a bag for one bass, much less five pounders. You just can't do it. And then they take that bag back down to the lake and they dump the fish in on the shoreline. The hottest water on the lake any given time. Been all after, it's a weigh-in 3 o'clock, the hottest part of the day. They dump them in and walk away. Personally, I walk out on a dock if at all possible. Usually it's possible. I get over 7, 8 foot, 4, whatever. I let the fish go there, and I don't just, I let them go. I don't dump them. See if any of them need any help. I'm afraid generally if they need help, it's too late. But I've held and cuddled a fish, everything but mouth to mouth. If I thought that would help. Nobody does that. I don't see people doing it. I don't see people showing any respect to these fish. And I've got guys watching my videos right now that are getting mad at me because they do that. I would say I'm not picking on you, but who else could I pick on? These fish are fragile. As bulletproof as they seem to be, they're fragile. And we ain't got enough of them. I just had another thought. Sitting there making baits in my bait lab before I put this video out. Another thing, I've talked about this before. I know this is nothing new. Is that too close? Holding that bass by that lower jaw is handy. Not so much for the bass. Bending that jaw back, y'all, that's just so not cool. And I see people do it all the time. Pick that bass up and hold that whole weight in that jaw of that fish. Not as much on a little bass. A big bass, that can kill that bass. Unhinge its jaw. You see the people holding up hero shots? Chunk it over their shoulder. Yeah, I know I've said this before, but it's kind of upsetting. I thought about that. I'm going to put that in this video somewhere before I... That's all. I can go on and on about little things I've seen. I'd rather you take a flame knife to them and just butcher them up as to turn them loose on diet and for no good, I guess. So that's a negative video, and Chris and I talk, we don't like negative videos, but I'm trying to put a positive spin on things. Maybe somebody, next time you get a bass, think about what you're doing with that fish. Next time you get a bass, think about what you're doing. Next time you catch a bass, think about what you... Oh, I already said that. They deserve it. We're just trying to have fun. We're using them to have a good time, to make our lives better. Do something to make their lives better. Well, whatever. God bless you guys. Peace out. Talk at you later.